Hi friends, welcome you all. Today I am going to discuss with you other services providers of mutual fund. In the previous lecture we have discussed the AMC Asset Management Company and its legal structures, rules and regulations given by Security and Exchange Board of India for the asset management company. Then we have discussed the sponsors and trustees and regulations given by SEBI for sponsors and trustees. And also we have discussed the eligibility criteria for them, the responsibility of sponsor and trustees, and their role to manage the mutual fund asset management company, and other responsibilities of trustees and sponsors. So today, connected with that, I am going to discuss the other service providers to the mutual fund other than sponsor, trustee, and asset management company. So what are these service providers? Let us discuss one by one. First is custodians. The custodians has custody of the asset of the fund. So all the asset are under the custody of custodian, so it is called custodian. So as part of this role, the custodian needs to accept and give delivery of securities for the purchase and sale transaction of the various scheme of the fund. So their role is to they have to provide a delivery and need to accept the securities, purchase and sell. When purchase and sell transaction happens, they have to register it. That is the they have to give delivery and they have to accept the particular security of various schemes. The custodian settles all the transaction on behalf of the mutual fund scheme. So buying, selling, all the transactions custodian have to settle. The custodian need to register with SEBI, that is Security Exchange Board of India, under the SEBI Custodian of Securities Regulation 1996. So the separate regulation is there for the separate provision is there for the custodian. The regulation of SEBI 1996, according to that regulation, custodians have to need to register with the SEBI. The custodian is appointed by the trustees. So again, role of trustee have here to appoint the custodians. So trustees are very important. A custodial agreement is entered into between the trustees and custodians. So there is the legal and formal agreement between the custodian and the trustees. The SEBI regulation provide that if the sponsor or its associates control 50% or more of the shares of a custodian, or if 50% or more of the directors of a custodian represent the interest of the sponsor or its associates, then unless certain specific conditions are fulfilled, that custodian cannot be appointed for mutual fund operation of the sponsor or its associates or subsidiary companies. So if they have 50% or more of the directors of a custodian represent the interest of the sponsor or its associates, then if unless certain specific conditions are fulfilled, custodian cannot be appointed for mutual fund operations. So this is the important provision given by SEBI. And independent custodians ensure that the securities are indeed held in the scheme for the benefit of the investors. So independent custodian have to ensure that securities are indeed held in the scheme for the investor only, the benefit of investor only. And important control aspects here is the custodian also track corporate action such as dividend, bonus, and right in companies where the fund has invested. So all the things happening in the corporate, that is dividend, result, its bonus shares, right issue, and split of shares, where the fund has invested, have to track these all corporate action by custodians. They have this role. Next service provider is RTA. We called it registrars and transfer agents. So the registrar and transfer agents are these. They have the role to maintain the investors record. So RTA have to maintain investors record. Their office in various centers serves as investor service center, which perform a useful role in handling the documents of the investors. So these these RTA have various centers, that is called investor service center, which perform a useful role in handling the investors documents. The function of a registrar and transfer agent includes processing of purchase and redemption of transaction of the investors, and dealing with the financial transactions of receiving fund for purchases and making payments for the redemption, updating the unit capital of the scheme to reflect their transactions. So RTA have to do all this process, that is receiving fund for purchases and making payment for the redemption of units. So and they have to update continuously the unit capital of the schemes after the transaction, after the transactions of purchase and sale of the units. Then they have to update the information in the individual record of the investors called folios, keeping the investors updated and the status of their investment account and information related to the investment. So the RTA have to keep the record of information, and that is called folio, keeping updated to the investor also, and their status of account and the information related to the investment they have to maintain and update to the investor. The appointment of RTA is done by the asset management company. So it is not compulsory to appoint RTA for the AMC. The AMC can choose to handle this activity in-house also. So AMC can appoint internal RTA also. So it is not necessary to appoint RTA by AMC from the third party or outside. So they can appoint in-house or they can handle this activity in-house also. Not needed a separate RTA for them. They can handle in-house. All RTA need to register with SEBI. So SEBI have the final control over RTA. They have to register with the SEBI. Next service provider is auditors. So auditors are responsible for the audit of accounts. Then accounts of the mutual fund schemes need to be maintained independent of the account of the AMC. So here important provision is here. The asset management company's account and the mutual fund schemes account are two separate things, and accounts accountant have to audit separately these two accounts. The auditor appointed to audit the mutual fund schemes account need to be different from the auditor of the AMC. So these two auditors should be different who's going to audit AMC and who's going to audit mutual fund scheme. So these are the two different accountants which audit AMC and mutual fund scheme. While the scheme auditor is appointed by the trustees. So trustees have the right to appoint auditors. So trustee have the highest control over the AMC and mutual fund also. The asset management company auditor is appointed by the AMC itself. So asset management company can appoint their own auditor. They have this right, but the scheme auditor, only trustee can appoint it. Fund accountants. The fund accountants perform the role of calculating the net asset value by collecting information about the asset and liability of each schemes. Then the AMC can either handle this activity in-house or engage as service providers also here also. So there is no need for the registration with SEBI to perform this function. So fund accountants do not need to the register with the SEBI. Distributors have a key role in selling suitable types of unit to their client and the schemes. The investors in the scheme of mutual fund with whom they are impaneled, they sell the unit to investors. A distributor can be impaneled with more than one mutual fund. So distributor can be individual or institutions also, such as distribution companies, broking companies, and banks also there. So distributors are individual, institutions, and companies also. Distributors can sell more than one fund or more than one scheme. Distributor need to pass the prescribed certification test, that is National Institute of Security Management Series 5A mutual fund distributor certification examination they have to pass, and they have to also register with the Association of Mutual Fund in India, that is AMFI. Regulatory aspect of their role and some of the distribution and channel management practice are covered later. We are going to discuss that is regulatory aspect and their role in the later part of the syllabus. Collecting bankers. The investors' money go into the bank account of the scheme they have invested in. These bank accounts are maintained with collection bankers who are appointed by the asset management company. So the investors' money goes into the bank account of collecting bankers in which they have invested, and these bank accounts are maintained with collection bankers who are appointed by the AMC. So AMC have the right to appoint collecting bankers where investors' money are deposited according to different schemes in the accounts where collecting bankers have provided these types of account. Leading collection bankers make it convenient to invest in the scheme by accepting applications of investor in most of their branches. So collecting bankers use their network of branches, and on every branch they provide the facility to investors to easily invest in that particular scheme. So the collecting bankers use their network and make it convenient to invest in the scheme by accepting application on most of their branches. Collecting bankers payment instrument against application handed over to branches of AMC or the RTA need to be banked with the collecting bankers so that the money is available for the investment by the scheme. So finally, when investor makes application and invest some particular amount or deposit with collecting bankers, Collecting bankers again make the payment and application hands over to the branches of the asset management company or with the registration and transfer agent, and so that the money deposited by investors are available to invest in the scheme. The banks enable collection and payment of fund for the schemes. Through this kind of a mix of constituents and specialized service providers, most mutual fund maintain high standard of service and safety for the investors. So through this kind of mixed structure of constituents, the mutual fund try to provide a high standard of service and satisfaction of the investors. Then next is KYC registration agencies. We are going to discuss to do away with multiple KYC formalities. KYC means know your customers. All the identification documents, address proof, income proof, these all collectively called know your customer, that is KYC. So do away with multiple KYC everywhere. The various intermediaries, SEBI has mandated a unified KYC for the securities market through KYC registration agencies. So KYC registration agencies registered with SEBI, and they have provided unified, that is combine KYC because of the multiple formalities of KYC everywhere. So when one investor opens the account in providing KYC, so KYC registration agency provides these documents to other types of investment also. Or suppose one investor have opened demat account, then he also want to deposit money in the particular mutual fund schemes, then KYC registration agency provides the ready KYC for that mutual fund scheme. Any new investor, joint holder, power of attorney holders, donors and guardians in case of minor have to comply with the KYC formalities. In-person verification, that is we call IPV by SEBI registration